afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, a master of propaganda, hero's Reich, defender of the fatherland. We're off here today, very exciting 1v1 on Sumoski here between the South Fortune fighting for Germany for the Sperrverbande Wilhelms, with close air support, joint operations, and Festung support there with all three MD42 bullets there for increased rate of fire, versus Wapoon with immediate choice of mechanized company here with all infantry bulletins. So we've got one rifleman, 2 years versus double grenadiers there for Fortune, and there's going to be like the Dodge truck as well to sort of add to the proceedings, I imagine. Twice so quickly in a row, that's a bit rarer. Normally you don't see mechanized that much. Seems to be a much more aggressive choice here versus the Wehrmacht as well. I'm not entirely sure though how effective it's going to be versus the Wehrmacht. I mean, it doesn't quite have the same sort of ability to just deal with buildings. I mean, that's rather where it sort of works so well with Oberkommando West. Spot an exposed building, then sort of call this in, basically more or less take it out. Plus, of course, the early cool bugs and the likes. Not so much here. Plus the map, a lot more choke points in a sense. So. I mean, it could work, but I think it also has a lot of sort of potential for not quite working out. But going for the fuel there, grabbing out of territory, rather than the truck. No, Rierson's actually cranking it up there. Pioneer sitting for the fuel there. Double grenadiers from MD42 following up there for Fortune. Lots of infantry. It looks like he's all heading towards. He's actually ignoring this part of the map, so he's actually got an interesting apparently approach here to this map. He might sort of be more focusing here, setting up a cordon around this point, making it harder for his opponent to actually harass his fuel. Very nice thinking there. It's very rare that you actually see players thinking in those directions, and could in fact prove here quite helpful, because in a rare display we've seen Wapoon going straight for the fuel point as well. So of course he's probably thinking that, and that's probably why when it comes to Mosky. But again. Apparently, Fortune was inadvertently one step ahead of him. So, yeah. Can't say I was expecting this sort of early engagement. Usually it's sort of more in the centre of the village or around here, but for once, it's all sort of over here in an attempt to sort of make a coup de main there on the fuel point. Very interesting, very sort of aggressive move there. Basically what Wapoon is sort of hoping to do is sort of disrupt Fortune's early movement, sort of force him away from, say, a push here towards here, but instead, Fortune's initial push was towards here. Basically sort of, causing a mess for Wapoon in that sense. Very rare, very interesting. Quickly repairing the truck there. Riersons need to fall back a bit. Then we got Grenadiers. Not quite happy to see those Amerikaner. More riflemen there for Wapoon. And before to arrives again, note he just continues down here. With the third Grenadier squad there arriving for Fortune and the Sperrverbande. Tasked with holding the line here in the village, ensuring the Americans can't advance any further towards Germany. So it looks like we've got the truck moving yet again. Riersons apparently just standing about there. Close to the victory point, but not quite. Will Wapoon make another attempt there at pushing for the fuel? Grenadiers moving up there like imagine the MD42 might set up there to cover the area here again. Making a move towards there, though of course there's still this spot there, and looks like that is what Wapoon's going to take advantage of. Pioneers forced back there by Rifleman, going for the victory point over here. Roaming map control is large here to Wapoon. I mean, had he maybe gone for something else, I mean, he could have had a chance of actually containing Fortune here in the small island, and off the rest of the map in the sense of course he's already pushing up there. So far none of that. Instead he's sort of trying to play around it. MD4 sitting up there, he's probably heard or saw the truck there moving about. It could be a bit more dangerous now since there's going to be less options of getting away. He's also going to have a harder time spotting what Fortune's going to be creeping up. I mean, he could sort of creep up with some grenadiers here, catch the truck there in a bad position. And right now there's another issue there with the truck basically pushing back troops as he tries to turn around very slowly. Trying to avoid here. Should take up maybe a wide arc that could have worked, probably the more he waits, the longer the grenadiers get closer to it, and the harder he has a time of basically avoiding it. We're also getting absolutely shredded here by the MD42. 1200 rounds per minute of hot, leaden death. Meanwhile, Grenadiers holding up position there at the same time. They've got Rifleman doing the exact same here versus Fortune's Grenadier, and there we go. Heinz und Wilhelm pops dead, and there we go. Panzerfaust knocks out the Dodge truck there, leaving it behind a smouldering wreck. Very unusual sort of opening moves here from both sides, but unusual is good, unusual is interesting, unusual sort of means there's other ways of doing things, and of course they, again, both have validity. It's just sort of rare you see both players trying something different, and then it basically ends up colliding like that. In this case, of course, Fortune's was more resilient, since of course he had more firepower, so Wapoon's more about speed. And once he was here, he probably should have tried some elsewhere maybe, but either way, certainly interesting, Like to make a nice company up here for Fortune. For Wapoon, we got no tech up so far, just further riflemen. He's still got a nice check on the map, otherwise here against Fortune. So not all bad there. He could consider some fighting position, maybe sort of stall up and hold back Fortune from advancing, hitting some of the further waypoints on the western side of the map. That could prove quite helpful. The essence rather than hanging about, going for there. MD42 covering up here. He's basically sort of going up on there. Though that does leave an opening for Fortune to push around and get behind now. And also push for the fuel again. And this is in a bit of a bad situation, but looks like we might be able to escape. 2-2 there, riding for Fortune. Like the punch speedwagon, Pioneers, Propagandacast advantage against aviation. Of course, we still got the rifle here, forming up a solid base of fire there, nicely close within the building, making it harder there for Fortune to sort of push it out. Though, of course, with the rifle grenade, except it's just on missions, they could have a chance there further sort of pushing it out easily. Looks like we finally got some take up there for Wapoon is the captain. No surprises there. MD42, Fortune is trying to set up in a sort of more optimal position so it can't be easily outmaneuvered. There he goes to substitute for this. Instead, leaves himself open to a northern push. Needs to retreat there before Wapoon kills off the crew, stealing it, and that could definitely spell doom here for Fortune, who's overall at the moment not got a lot of map control. Captain closing in and being done. Moments away, we have some pushed away. 2-2 should be able to do some damage here to Wapoon. If only Fortune had some mind, he might be able to stall any sort of quick Stuart attacks that might come there for Wapoon, because that is most likely to happen. In particular with the map control here, massed. Canada's hanging about here, probably hoping to learn some Americans to shoot them. Got a wipe there, and that was a rifleman squad. That was a very good move there for Fortune. That certainly should help there. That should help, give him a bit more, well, less resistance as he tries to push onwards. Got a mortar round to help deal with any dug in American, and there we go, another push for the fuel here. Wapoon is relentless. He is unstoppable. At least in that sense, I mean, he's not, invincible. And there we go, we actually noting he's speeding up production of the Stuart there with the captain. Good job there. Seems like more and more players are beginning to catch on with that. Good. I think that's a bug. Rather than pushed away there. Going for the victory point, and then needs to do something to stall this massive lead here that Fortune's got against him at the moment. Mortar moving in, Pioneers, MD42 going for the victory point there. Rifleman versus the scout car. And there he goes to a light tank, moves out here for Wapoon. Yeah, States of the Hill. Second armor. I think I didn't even say that actually. That's my mistake. Second armor versus the Sperrverband de Wilhelms. Gonna leave in a bit of trouble there in a few moments as the Stuart rolls up. Advances with its 30mm gun and its 30 caliber coaxial. Grenadiers versus Rifleman. Continuing to take away territory. He hasn't connected any of it though yet. At least made no overt moves towards it. Rather than could be ambushed on the retreat there with the 2-2 MD42 as well. Pioneers moving in. Still not in contact with the fuel. No docks in there from Fortune unless either rifle getting bombarded. And there we go. 2-2 strikes the more exposed rifleman. Forces away some. Kills rests. Kills some. Rest get away. Still the line for support here. No kills though so far for the light tank. Bit awkward. Mortar crew there spotted, and holy moly, got the entire unit in one hit there. Exposed though on screen, but rather rare shot there from the Stuart. I suppose makes up for the other Grenadiers who got caught there, but basically didn't suffer any catastrophic damage. Other guys are going to get caught by the Stuart. This could become costly for Fortune if his luck is not with him. Grenadier down. Troops reinforcing, going for the fuel point down there with the Pioneers. Good, 2-2 operating, MD42 as well. Probably going to try and cover here while the 2-2. I don't know what's going to do there with the Stuart. We've got some Telemines here. I don't think there's anyone else so far there from Fortunes. There's a low chance those will basically catch the Stuart with it, knocking out until you get that 40 out. Stuart catches the 2-2-2. Pack 40 moving up. Taking some hits. Panzerfaust damaged engine.
Get your men covering the approaches.
Pack 40 setting up. Cap Captain moving about. Scout coming out of there somewhat safely. Good hit. And the Stewart almost got it. Almost got it. Can he knock it out here? Can he knock it out? Looks like the Pack 40 says too far away. Stewart makes it away. Close. Canadians moving in. Canadians moving in. Stewart trying to get away here, but with such damage, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Moving in there. Still pulling into the cemetery. I can't help but feel this is awkward. Sarge, what are you doing? Why are we pulling into cemetery? I don't want to die. And good is holding up there. Could try and rush it with a Panzerfaust. Probably his best chance there. 84-2 dealing with there. We got more rifle moving up. That might actually mean this is going to not work out here. The Stewart might actually have a chance of surviving because he's basically had to push back the Pack 40 here, using his captain and some reaction on tonight to shoot there by Wapoon. Stewart looks like it will survive here. Looks like it will survive. Oh, can't help but feel that must be a bit better there for Fortune. So close to getting that Stewart, but it gets away. It gets away. Angry Fortune can fire away there. Rather than pushed away, Reaction's holding up the building. Further tech up though for Mr. Yes indeed, Wapoon is going out for the major. Armour on the way. For Fortune, will there be anything similar? Yes indeed, he is also taking up there. Tier 3 on the way. So both sides more or less at the same time taking for the medium armour. Stewart rolls away there, damaged.
Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death back. Send your orders.
Troops healing up. Also got a weapon rack unlocked there. He's got a lot of munitions, so that is understandable. A lot of BAs, he could actually do a lot for them. Of course, he could also go for them sooner. That would also benefit him quite nicely. So Fortune has a bit more sort of map control now than he did about 5 to 6 minutes ago, but overall the situation is still looking a bit dicey. And certainly won't get any easier once the BARs and the bazookas begin flowing here for Wapoon. Most of them, I mentioned BARs, he might of course equip the reactions with some bazookas. That would certainly help them sort of serve as improvised anti-tank teams. And there we go, the major arrives here for him. Sometime before we can get their tanks, and there we go. BARs galore. Three handed out. Stewart also ready for the... No! He switched out one of his re-echelon teams, left behind the vehicle crew, and then shifted back the Stewart for further resources to speed up a tank, medium tank. Now that is very interesting. Hopefully then he'll actually switch the vehicle crew into the Sherman or whatever he gets, and he sure gets more veterans. Otherwise, why would he send back, a re-echelon squad instead of the vehicle crew? Very interesting move there by Wapoon. Very interesting, actually making further use of his doctrine than most players would. 2-2 shifting about. So Palmer co-op here for Fortune, could go for Stuk or a Panzer IV. Well, an Austrian, there we go, also bazookas on the re-echelons. There we go, large push, BARs, bazookas and Thompsons flooding the western fields here with Americans forcing the gunners back. They basically had no weapons to stop them, they only score with the light machine gun is holed up within the church, sipping on the altar vine. Panzer gunners there arriving for Fortune. Further heavy infantry there with assault rifles should help contest the BARs a bit further. And there we go, thanks to the Stewart, Wapoon can get a Sherman so much faster, despite having, say, gone for a light tank, so in that sense he's able to keep up an armoured momentum to a certain extent. Just hope he'll remember to switch out the crews there. I mean, otherwise, again, it's just not going to make any sense. He actually wanted to preserve the vehicle crew, I feel. Pioneers there versus Rifleman, 2-2 doing what they can here, it kills. Malta moving up. This time they're handled by some Grenadier, and large engagement up here. Lots of Riflemen forcing back the Grenadiers there with their BARs. Weapons from the First World War, well, specifically the end of it, didn't see much use in the war. Sort of meant to sort of support advances by sort of being shot while fired, damaging the 2-2-2. That is back. Could you lost there? Could you lost there for Fortune? Could you a bit too far there? We could turn the hand and see a wipe there against the Rifleman. That would be good. That would be good. In particular, the BRs drop, but no. Gets past the house, avoids the 2-2-2 there. Rifleman moving in. Captain, interesting enough, does not pursue there directly. Further fire there. MP42 holding up the situation there. And quick rifle grenade there. And 2-2 gets knocked down on the rifle squad. They're saved by the heroic maneuvers here of Captain Jones. Who runs straight into the Panzer Grenadiers then and begins bleeding up quite soon. In fact, he dies first to the German Panzer Grenadier, who relentlessly mows him down with precision. In fact, almost got the entire unit there wiped out. Open a very good move there for Fortune. Had he succeeded in doing so. Momentum is still large in the hands of Wapoon, and there we go with the Sherman out. 14-15 minutes there. Had he not traded back the Stuart, of course it would take longer, but of course on the other hand he could have maybe also pressured harder with the Stuart earlier on and bled out more from Fortune. So I mean, there's two sides to it here, and he is not trading in the vehicle either, which again begs to question why would he use the vehicle and sit at the rear echelons. I don't know. I mean, I suppose of course he can just use the improved repair abilities over the rear echelons, but that's about it really, I guess. Hard to say what Wapoon is thinking there. And I'm guessing here that Fortune is aiming for the Panther 4. That would certainly help him quite a bit. But now Fortune's acting control of the most of the map here. Wapoon has been increasingly forced to give up more territory. His strategy is somewhat lacking in the defensive elements. No platforms, fighting positions or pits. No barbed wire, no tank traps, nothing really in that sense, nothing that can slow down an advance there by Fortune, stall him and whatnot. Alternating bazooka team holding up the building, ready in case there's some any kind of armor rush that way I suppose. Guessing there might be 1 to 2 bazookas here. Yes indeed, double bazooka. There we go, Panther 4 arrives with Fortunes, and then from a nearby 2nd Panzer Division quite supportive for the Sperverband in its defense. Rifle grenades, mortars raining down the building is taking severe damage. The rifle inside though are getting out of that one pretty unscathed. Sherman with high close around, MG42 joining in still. They could try and flank in with the Sherman through here. Behind the MG42 made it clear up with the shot pioneers flying towards the east. And there we go, looks like he's planning that, looks like he is planning that exactly. No. No, yes, no, yes, no. I have to say there. Oh, there we go. Panther 4 almost done. Pack 40, those actually set up here to cover. I've of course been hearing and seeing bits that sort of shatter in the fog wall. There's something there, sometimes those effects can appear, but or at least you can see sort of terrain there getting deformed. But no, it looks like he pulls away the Sherman. And there we go, Panzer 4 arrives here for the Wehrmacht. Quick strike here, there's the Pioneers, 50 caliber and the main gun, plus of course the coaxial machine guns and the hull mounted. Misses though, come on Jerry. You've been taught better than that. So a lot of sort of support here, to sort of maybe counter the mortar here that Fortune is firing away at him with mad, reckless and glee. Panzer's in a lot of trouble, a lot of angry Americans plus the vehicle crew. Panzer for the ready to strike in here, Pinnacle machine gun going up as well. Panzer goes down to half health, and good hit there. Huey and Louis quite dead there by the Panther 4's main gun. Further casualties there piling up. Wapoon cannot maintain this much longer, and particularly not if he wants to avoid, just senselessly wasting manpower and feeding the Panther 4 experience. And there we go. The retreat has been called in. S-Mine's covering the road there to the fuel point. He could easily roll over the Sherman, then move into some other infantry to grab it. Pre-engagement MB42 flanked out quite nicely. No grenade upgrades for the rifleman. Could also be useful. Pack 40 exposed. Mortar round though gets off a good hit there, leaving 2 men there dead in the water. Floating about. But there we go. Panther catches some of the runners, some of the survivors, and then gets swapped there on the retreat by a mortar hit. Good lord. Bit of a blow there to Wapoon's force. And to tank on their right up deal with the Panzer 4. Good. But there's nothing here really covering against at the moment. The pack howitzer is exposed. There's only the Sherman to really try and deal with that Panzerkampfwagen. The situation for Wapoon is slightly deteriorating here moment by moment. And we finally have a direction there for Fortune. It is Festung support, which includes here the howitzer, which in fact looks like he's going for since we just saw a drop in 600 manpower. But it's time here for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is Wapoon is a bit on back for this Saturday. Well kept up, good pressure to an extent, but they were basically again plans lacking for actually holding on more of that territory. So basically, at one point he began sort of slowing down, losing momentum. Fortune moved ahead, and he, on the other hand, actually has no such plan as MB42s, kind of just like machine guns, mines, and the like, overall making it harder for Wapoon to push back against Fortune. Now, of course, that Fortune has somewhat begun digging in. And of course, Fortune could consider further digging in. Bunkers, maybe a command bunker around here could do some good. Machine gun bunkers covering some of the farther points would limit harassment. Further mines would also be helpful, though of course setting up resource relief infantry could also do the trick, would just give more cheap infantry which sort of push across the map and further keep Wapoon a bit on the back foot. So I mean that would also be a nice choice there. Considering there's a Sherman out there and perhaps more armour, a Stroop would be a good sort of support element there for the Panzer IV. Or I suppose we could try and go for another Panzer IV. I suppose it feels really clever or bold. Try and take up, maybe aim for a Sturmpanzer or a Panther. Panzerwerfer could in theory also work if he sort of keeps at a good distance, but then again, with the howitzer he's getting, I wouldn't expect a Panzerwerfer. So no real lot of options there for Fortune. For Wapoon, he needs to push up aggressively, he needs to try and harass the fuel point here more, and maybe considering a jet will help deal with the Panzer IV. Otherwise, more pressure on the west flank, he needs to keep harassing here, he needs to draw away Fortune from the centre, then make a push, and then establish dominance in it if possible. Fighting positions sort of covering some of the more exposed points to the sides would also be a good choice there for Wapoon. Caches would also be a benefit, either fuel or munitions, give him a bit more resources, in particular considering he's a bit on the back foot in terms of territory. But back to the fight here, see what happens next. Shot bounced off there from the Panzer IV against the Sherman's armoured hide. Panzergrenadier. And there we go. Leichte Feldhaubitz being set up here. Major with the bazooka as well. Apparently the Major had to do it himself. His aide's completely inept when it comes to the art of the bazooka. There we go, larger force towards the west, though no anti-tanks could be a bit exposed if the Panzer IV decides to strike again. He's not really doing anything particular with the vehicle crew, not even saying equipping them with a pair of bazookas, so that way have them serve as well as an improvised anti-tank team. It does strike me as a bit peculiar there. Panzer IV striking ahead here. Sherman versus Panzer IV, both miss. Anti-tank moving up, their bazookas not really helping. The Major's new stage trying to get into the building as part support. In fact, we see the Pack howitzer crew wiped out in a matter of moments there. A bit sloppy there by Wapoon. There goes trying to get it. There we go. Bazooka fire aplenty. Panzer IV anti-tank are slightly moving up there. Panzers are doing what they can. Veterans 1, geballte Ladung. An old World War I tactical base is sort of banding up a bunch of the Stielhandgranate. More specifically the warheads around one regular, and then sort of using that. Could also be used, and in fact was used earlier in the war, sort of an improvised anti-tank grenade. Fun little fact there. Fun little fact there. Right here I'm not entirely sure what Wapoon is doing. He's basically just blocking up to grab a point there. I think he's sort of having a bit too much happening in the centre, which is basically causing him to sort of not quite pay attention. If a Panzer IV was to strike there, that could be gold for Fortune. He needs to spread them out. Of course, that way he can also grab more territory faster, at least, set up in defensive positions better. Prepare for a counter-attack, but sadly he's not doing that. And before going there, artillery fire raining down here on Wapoon's positions. Fences shattered. Eardrums pop, but no direct harm much really there on the Americans so far. There we go, Grenadiers versus 2 BAR squads out in the open here. We've got Rough Nick, but the Rough quickly moving ahead. The Grenadiers don't really stand a chance there. They are simply outgunned in this situation. Too many BARs. There you go, Panzer IV reacting. Bunker up here, so it's basically digging around the centre. Always a bit more dangerous when you sort of place up the bunker there for some of the sort of positions that's really going to see some heavy fighting. Of course, it can work out there under certain circumstances, but of course, it can also easily be knocked out. Damage into the Panzer IV, got a bit too close there, a bit recklessly so, more damage, but it is great luck there, of course. There's nothing that Wapoon has to sort of finish off the Panzer IV nearby. I mean, there's no bazookas at all. Had the vehicle creeping around there, he might actually had a good chance there with bazookas to deal with it, but there's not, so he's got really nothing there to deal with the Panzer IV permanently. Captures the press there, of course we still have the side he's exposed, he could at least lay down some bark where here's some mines. Unit being wiped out there. Veteran on the Panzer IV. 19 kills in service of Deutschland. Do we have any tech up here? Yes indeed, he is going for tier 4, not going for... See, another Panther 4, which could also work out quite nicely. Oh, there we go. Major tactic calling artillery here. Bit more cheaper than the other one, of course, also not quite as fast. Which should be more than sufficient to deal with the bunker if it hits. Go. Oh. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Much better. Sherman advancing up here as well. Overall, that probably felt a bit like 120 munitions wasted for Wapoon. Only took it down to half health, and you know, not sure if that was worth it. Overall, I'd say not. Jackson there on the way. So he's getting some tank shots, but also up nice to the bunker. Grabbing up on their back. Good chili fire there, shumming about. Shot right through the hedgerows. Got a few gunners. There we go. Using the anti-tank in this case to deal with the bunker. So of course there's certainly some argument that could be positioned a bit more interestingly, or say guarding more exposed points rather than here in the thick of everything. But there goes silencing the anti-tanker there with heavy artillery fire there. Good job by Fortune. Almost got the Sherman there as well. In fact, almost got Veterans 1 there on the light howitzer. Like the Feldtau bits. Right, moving up, and before saying up, they could clear them out. In particular, if he uses his 10 rounds, he could do a lot of damage for Wapoon's troops, who sadly do not have grenades at all. Seems to have never crossed Wapoon's mind to maybe get some grenades out of different kinds. Noticing a resource drop there, we can of course deduce that a heavy panzer corps is going to be set up, and there we go. Meanwhile, further fighting here, Wapoon is increasingly struggling to gain any kind of foothold. Many movement spaces to the west is basically harassment. Any sort of real attack is going to come from here, and again, it makes it easier for Fort to prepare for an attack. I mean, if he were to actually make a large push from the north here, he could probably get behind it and actually catch Fortune off guard. I mean, sometimes, the best trick is just to attack from a different angle, rather than hope you can sort of brute force your way through. I mean, it does happen to a lot of players. I mean, the best, they just sort of settle for the brute force method, and so you just try to bash your way through. And in that sense, the Americans aren't particularly made for it. I mean, we are really going to have to use a lot of smoke to offset, the firepower that's going to go in your direction. But Wapoon isn't doing that either. He's not using his Shermans, which are pretty much, besides medium tanks, also smoke mortars, if you will. So try and get through it.
Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
I do think that is a rather missed opportunity there by Wapoon. And again, he just smoked it. He could probably have easily rushed it. The Pat 40 weren't able to do much. So, I mean, Wapoon needs to reconsider his battle strategy and tactics, when it comes to taking the center of Moscow, because so far, what he's doing is not particularly efficient or very fast, or, well, anything really. It's just basically trying to ram through, taking a lot of damage, and ultimately, in many cases, unless, of course, his opponent is utterly incompetent, not going to get through. Or, well, if he is going to get through, it's going to be with heavy losses, and as long as his opponent then doesn't, do anything silly, he can then quickly push back Wapoon.
Field promotions just came through. Our supply line is cut. Germans are making a push. 50 pounds on.
Sherman Jackson trying to rejoin the rest of the force here. Panther on the far here. Jackson's the bazookas like going to go to the Rex Splendors moving in there. Veterans running the Sherman. As long as it's closer than friendly vehicles, it will get more accuracy, which is good. But obviously not for the Germans. There you go. Panther will pull back. Halfway to Vector 2 for that one. Closer to the armored Schützen. And Sherman deals with some interlopers up north. A bunch of cheeky Panzer Grenadiers tried to pull off some harassment. And at this point, it looks like he's just sort of blind flying, but of course, it's almost like Wapoon is trying to make it easy for him by actually clumping up his infantry. I mean, one good hit there, that could be the Major and the Rifleman lost, plus bazooka and BARs. I mean, not too sensible there by Wapoon, not too sensible versus what Fortune has at the moment. And there we go, he can get a Panther run, he can get a Sturmpanzer. He's really got a lot from there, Mr. Fortune. He's also got the resources for it. Panther could be a very good choice here. But so far, none of that, none of that. Kein Panzer come back in front. Sherman continues to move through the barrage. Those Germans ready to make a push, I guess. Still got the anti-tank gun, but smoking around here could easily render it null and void and just charge through it. No smoke though, goes straight on in. Target weak point prepared. Sherman stunned. Down to half health already. There we go, he's deploying smoke. But you know, for some reason he doesn't do it offensively, and most players just tend to deploy this smoke to get out of there. But remember, you can deploy this smoke offensively to prepare for an attack. We got smoke bombs being dropped here by Fortune, actually. A very interesting decision there. Very interesting decision there. Not entirely sure what Fortune was thinking there. Might be just to scare off the enemy, perhaps. Some players, of course, just interact with any kind of air incolony or something. It's dangerous. The crew there pushed back. Survives, though, the encounter. Well, one guy survives, the rest got shredded. There we go, Panther halfway done. Good there for Fortune. Good. Is it caught by the Shermans? Heavy fire away. Well, one of the Shermans, the other one can't fire at all. It's just not really help the situation. But there we go, finally some movement in the west again. Some large push, or at least large-ish push. Could try and get some more armor out. He could also, I suppose, try for a half-track assault group. Maybe equip engineers inside it with a flamethrower. That would actually give him some mobile punching power there versus Fortune. Maybe allow him to grab the fuel point here. And he's got too much population there to actually get the Panther, so he needs to lose something before he can get the Panther in there. Panther advancing, major pushed away there. A major retreat, some would call it. Very close to 52 there for the Panther 4. Right, and there we go, Captain ambushes it. Fires off Silver Bazookas, close range. Down to half health, damage, engineers want to get into the building, You might have a chance of dealing with the Panther 4 that way. Nope, retreats, simply too many is actually moving up, I suppose. Not bad thing, plus of course the Panther behind. He's trying to save the captain instead. Mines going off here, it seems. And what is this? Oh, they hit a mine there, need to jump out, do some critical repairs. Half-track actually called in. Lots of mines, yeah, actually. Looks like he's expecting maybe some kind of rush for his base here, particularly his howitzer. Sharp thinking there, Fortune, sharp thinking. He's not repairing the Sherman at all. We got the Panther there arriving. Panther come firing through, further fighting in the centre. Rifleman just sort of pushing in with the mix of resistance and vehicles and support. Go straight there into the base. Jackson not moving up to support here, just perhaps waiting for the Sherman to draw up something, maybe. Packhards are in a bit of trouble. Had this been the actual war, of course, it would have had a bit of a chance to, you know, most artillery crews actually had a few armor-piercing rounds to deal with armor. In fact, during Operation Barbarossa, it wasn't too uncommon for example, a heavy, well, a house to actually be dragged up to try and deal with a heavier tank than normal anti-tank guns they actually could deal with. Had a little bit on the Panther, Jack cut the Jack supporting, and there it goes, smoke screen down there to neutralise the Jack to at least force it forwards into the close range of fire there. Clever by Fortune. Not what we see very often, but that was definitely some clever smoke usage. Panther 4 almost ready again. Panther's going to need some repairs. Sherman moving ahead there, full repair. Other Sherman needs to quickly pop up the crew, do some critical repairs, get the engine fixed, just pull it back further. Almost got the Grenadiers. Losses of vehicles. There we go. Half-track knocked out. Engineer still out there, but he's bleeding out heavily while he's doing his base assault there. He's not quite paying attention to the rest. He is doing though some serious damage to Fortune in return, but there's still the Panther, 4. We've still got a pack 40 as well to deal with. Repair critical, Wapoon. Armor piercing rounds there on the Jackson. Good increased damage. Veterans it too. Panther moving in as well there. Almost got the Sherman. Other one, he didn't fix the engine damage. No. No, he has managed to cut off the fuel there.
Sherman ready to go.
So heavy damage there to both tanks. Infantry, they're still remaining. He's certainly got more than... Wapoon's actually got a lot though. You could actually easily chase a lot of riflemen, maybe for in a single half-track group, just to quickly turn things around again. Just swing about, take some territory. But we'll have to see here what he actually decides to do. He also lost the engineers though. Those Shermans being repaired. Jackson keeping a watch there for any craps that might decide to surprise for the course of that G2. He can see farther, so that does help. Though it's still pretty risky there, and there's also, well, a mine damn close there. Oh dear, for some reason the vehicle crew there isn't repairing. Oh, he fixed the criticals. There we go. Panther will be repaired, but there's not a lot of engineers or pioneers to repair it for him. And there we go. He actually calls up another half-track assault group. That's rare as well, so you sort of civil half-track assault groups called up here for Mr. Wapoon to lead the assault against the Krauts. You might of course wonder why were half-tracks all the rage during World War II. Well, the thing is, you know, half-tracks do perform better off-road, which was, you know, rather important. But the thing is, you know, fully tracked vehicle requires more specialised driver training. A half-track, you know, is basically like driving a truck, so it was basically for ease of the fact that, you know, they were largely in the larger conscripted armies all sides, so half-tracks in that sense, you know, had the benefit, you know, you didn't need any sort of specialised driver training for it. So, little fun fact there. Before they're pushed away, too much fire there from the American armour. Pushing up here, half-track and about to sort of reinforce nearby, making needs to get away. Oh dear. No flamethrowers there. Armour still hanging about here. What is he thinking? And he could actually probably, you know, push Fortune off the rest of the field, get a lot of kills to his infantry. Where to pull back now? There you go. Vehicles as prepared as they can be. Grenades and the likes here. Looks like he didn't research it all. That was the Panzer Grenadiers. And there you go. Finally move. And the Jackson moves straight into the Teller mine. His veteran T2 Jackson. Oh dear. That was definitely good value there for Fortune. 50 munitions for Jackson. Sean moving out here. Oh, he's going to hit into the other Teller mine. Unfortunately, down there we go. He damaged engine again. And the armor, all the armor bases have been off for the fight here for several minutes. Could have been pushing elsewhere. Allowed his infantry to breathe a bit. Instead, you know, one Jackson got knocked out here, and now one Sherman is in trouble. The mining here, Fortune, has definitely paid off dividends versus Wapoon. There we go, MD42 wiped out here. Get out the crew, do a vehicle crew repair. Critical in the first place. We need to get the Sherman out there quickly if it needs to. There you go, Patrol moving in, blitzing forwards actually for the Reich. Mitschützen. Panther following up here, good. Almost got the Sherman, almost. There we go, Sherman on fire. In fact, beyond fire, it is burning metal bonfire. And the Panther 4 strikes in there for the remaining one, which again, no critical repairs, so there's no way really of escaping here. All of the German tanks. Tries to pop up the crew, sort of buy some time there, and there we go, abandoned and knocked out, kaput.
A medium tank was just lost.
Some poor bastard there, Private Ernie Bump, getting burned alive. We can get this still the Pack 40, but the problem is he's just got so little left to sort of almost do anything with it. He's just getting absolutely massacred at this point. Mr. Wapoon. Panther 4 almost stretched into 3 there as well. His half-track this time though has made it. Go GG, well played from Wapoon, and GG for Fortune. Game over here, a loss for the United States, a victory for the Wehrmacht, a victory for the Reich. With some heavier arm action here. Some interesting moves here from Fortune and Wapoon in the early game. I mean, rarely do you see so much fighting around this area. In this case, we did see it. It was just Fortune when Wapoon sort of made his largest second push here. You know, Fortune already minded up. Parts would cover up the Howards in that case. You know, Wapoon was completely unprepared and got punished heavily. I mean, had it been probably not any other player than Fortune, he might have been able to get away with it, but at least suffering in losses in minds, but not Fortune. So that was very interesting. Then again, so the early opening moves here. I mean, I've rarely seen something happen like that. So that was also very interesting opening there from both sides, which is also what I rather thought was interesting about this match. Again, both players were trying to do something, and both then clashing in, which again is rare. In this case, the Wapoon lost out. The doctrinal choice was also interesting. I do feel like, you know, he didn't make full use of the vehicle crew left behind. I think he could have done more with that, but again, it was interesting. Maybe he could have done something with earlier half tracks, and I do think, you know, once he had the larger map there, he should have tried, you know, defending with barbed wire, tank trap, finding position, just trying to slow down Fortune a bit, give him more time for what he wanted. So that was, I think, their missed opportunity for Wapoon. But again, there were some clever strokes. Their problem was, you know, was just that Fortune in several cases was a few steps ahead of him. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gives you ideas on matches. If you did want to subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay and find some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, thank you for watching, and see you all tomorrow. Bye.